Entering a plea of guilty the same day jury selection was set to begin in his trial for the murder of his 13-year-old classmate.
Aiden Fucci pleading guilty this morning in the stabbing death of Tristyn Bailey. The 16-year-old now faces up to life in prison. And we have live team coverage for you tonight from the St. Johns County Courthouse to the Durbin Crossing neighborhood where Tristyn was last seen, breaking down what happened today and what comes next.
But first tonight, we begin with the Bailey family. These are pictures you're seeing right here of the family today at the St. Johns County Courthouse. You see them wearing white and aqua shirts, Tristyn's favorite color. They say they're relieved by Fucci's decision to enter a changing his plea today to guilty. The Bailey 7 releasing a statement today thanking the state attorney, law enforcement, and the community. Now, part of their statement reads that this is obviously not over yet. There is still a sentencing phase that our family must endure. Make no mistake, the most important things to our family at this time are justice and Tristyn's legacy.
And our team coverage continues tonight with On Your Side's Taylor Levesque. She's joining us live from the Durbin Crossing neighborhood where Bailey and Fucci both lived. And Taylor, I know that that neighborhood is showing support for the Bailey family.
Yeah, driving through the neighborhood today here on North Durbin Parkway, you'll see the majority of trees and light poles covered with these blue or aqua and teal ribbons. They're all around me here on both sides of the road. Neighbors tell me they're here in memory of Tristyn and were put up a few days ahead of jury selection. But a jury wasn't chosen today. However, Fucci pled guilty to first-degree murder.
And I'm sorry for the Bailey family and my family.
In court Monday, Aiden Fucci expressed some remorse to the judge after entering a change of plea, guilty as charged.
Mr. Fucci, is it your desire to enter a plea of guilty to one count of first-degree murder?
Yes, sir.
Fucci is accused of murdering his 13-year-old classmate Tristyn Bailey, who was found stabbed 114 times. According to a recorded interview between investigators and Fucci's best friend, he was the last person to see her alive before her family reported her missing on Mother's Day, 2021. Fucci faces a possibility of life in prison with a minimum sentence of 40 years. However, his sentence would be reviewed after 25 years. Bailey's family says Fucci's plea brings their family relief and in a statement said, "Just as Tristyn fought for her life, we equally fought for her and would not agree to any plea deal." And goes on to say, "Today is an important milestone in the journey of justice for Tristyn." Now, I spoke to some here in the neighborhood who say they are heartbroken for both families losing children in different ways, but say they are relieved that Fucci is taking responsibility. Now, this is not over. There is still the sentencing phase, and Fucci is due back in court on February 23rd to determine those next steps. Live in St. Johns County, Taylor Levesque, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Taylor, thank you. And St. Johns County Sheriff Robert Hardwick reacting to Aiden Fucci's guilty plea today, releasing a statement that says in part, Aiden Fucci's decision to enter a guilty plea today is nothing more than a testament to the hard work and dedication of the exceptional men and women of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. This was an all-out agency effort. And the sheriff commended the Bailey family, saying that their strength and grace throughout this case have been incredible.
And our live team coverage continues tonight with On Your Side's Jessica Clark. She's live outside the St. Johns County Courthouse. And Jessica, what was the reaction in the courtroom this morning when Fucci changed his plea?
Well, you know, Anthony, a lot of people here at the courthouse are ready for a trial. This was the only trial scheduled today. That's what I've been told. Also, a lot of people caught off guard, surprised in the community about this case that had so much build up to it, and then the sudden change of plea. You know, Aiden Fucci from the very beginning, and he was arrested just a day or two after she disappeared, Tristyn Bailey disappeared. From the beginning, he said he was not guilty. Well, obviously that changed today. And what other attorneys have told me, and these are attorneys who are not connected with this case, is, yeah, it may have been a surprise to a lot of people not familiar with the legal system, but this kind of thing, this kind of 11th hour change of mind, it happens.
You know what? It is common. And what happens is there's all of the motions that were denied and all of the throwing things up and hoping that something sticks. And then at the 11th hour, nothing was sticking. And you look at the evidence and you think the likelihood that he gets convicted is very high.
That's Janet Johnson, an attorney that we have consulted with quite a bit. You know, the other thing is, Aiden Fucci, we still this morning did not know what his defense was going to be, and Janet Johnson said that may have played a role in his defense attorney's decision. She believes strongly that the defense attorney spoke with his family about, I don't know what the next move is, but it could be this, and that is to change the plea to guilty in order to possibly get a lighter or shorter sentence or a shorter time in court. When that sentencing phase starts to happen, this situation with the change in saying, hey, I am pleading guilty to save the judicial system and to save Tristyn Bailey's family from going through a trial. Please consider that, judge, when you're making that sentence. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Also note, this was a change of plea, not a plea deal. And Tristyn Bailey's family today said in their statement that they would not accept any of the plea deals that the defense suggested. So very interesting. I know the attorneys around town are saying, hey, this happens, but it was a surprise here. We're live in St. Johns County at the courthouse. Jessica Clark, First Coast News, back to you.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. And our coverage of this story continues right now on firstcoastnews.com and on Roku and Fire TV. And tonight at 5:30, Jeannie Blaylock sits down with our legal analyst to discuss what's next with this case and this process.
The death